They came to seek refuge in a land that was dominantly the first signatory to the 1951 UN Refugee Convention. However, their fate was far more tragic than their worst nightmare. The controversial offshore processing centre, which has brought widespread condemnation, has had its first major toll since its operation. A 23-year-old Iranian asylum seeker named Reza Barati, whom according to eyewitnesses was brutally murdered at the hands of the security guards.
There's no doubt that he was murdered in the grounds of the Manus Island Detention Centre. Some reports have said that he had his throat cut and his head stomped by the boots of G4S guards.
On Saturday, several hundred Australians rallied in solidarity, protesting the tragic death of the young asylum seeker and the Australian government's treatment of refugees. The rally started in the northern beaches of Sydney and it spread to the electorate office of the Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott in Manly, which was heavily guarded by local police force. The protesters chanted slogans condemning Tony Abbott and Scott Morrison and called for the Manus Island detention centres to be closed.
What needs to happen is there should be no offshore processing. There should be effective, speedy processing as soon as they arrive. There's no reason it can't happen within 2 or 3 months.
Despite several UN statements and widespread condemnation, the Abbott government continues to defy calls to change its offshore processing policy. A policy that thus far has stained the reputation of Australia in the eyes of many and caused the brutal killing of a young asylum seeker whose only crime was to come to Australia by boat. Amit Farjalai, PressTV, Sydney.